Good morning, everyone. Thanks for taking some of your time out of your Thursday morning today to talk about some awesome pre-qualified, vetted, phone qualified territory leads as a pay-per-lead structure. Before we get into that, I'm going to share quick information about what we do over here at IMES and why it can be a great IMO and partnership for you to work with. The first thing that I want to highlight today is our commitment to delivering best-in-class customer service for all of our agents. And one way that we do this is that you can always reach a live person during our business hours at 800-255-5055. We're going to strive and answer your phone call with an IMES employee within 2 rings or less. Our new producers builder program that you see on this slide are for those of you who are new to us here at IMES. These bonuses are available based on your production level in your first 180 days of contracting with us. We have great levels that you can qualify at, and as you can see inside, there are some great options for you. We've got, We've got incredible business building tools, personal perks for you, and even cash rewards available. If you would like to know where you stand towards your new producer builder, or if you would like to have a conversation about how to achieve the next level, just give us a call and you can talk with your sales director. Another business builders program that we provide for all of our agents is our referred producer program. I see a couple of advisors on with us today that have already taken advantage of this program. Our business on the wholesale side of the industry is similar to yours in the field in that one of the best leads we could ever obtain is a referral from one of our valued producers. This is why we want to make it worth your while to refer a producer to us. And with that being said, if you can refer a producer to us and they get contracted, we're going to give you a $50 as a thank you check. And then where the real money comes in is as your referral rights business, you're going to receive an override on that business. Our ownership team consists of Charles, Steve, Curtis, and Chris, and they sign checks for thousands of dollars every single quarter. So with that being said, if you can think of anyone that can benefit from doing business with our team, don't hesitate to type in their information to that questions box, or you can certainly email me for that information. Below that is our marketing reimbursement program, which is our most popular program that we offer. For every 100K of FIA premium, you're going to get $100 in your marketing reimbursement account. Why this is so popular for our advisors is that we truly do consider this to be your money. You're going to have the flexibility on what services, when, and who you use these funds with. It is your marketing reimbursement, so we're not going to tell you what vendors you have to use. We are going to recommend some vendors that we already partner with and leverage you reduced rates and preferred service. And then we also have our creative team to create a marketing strategy and provide in-house services. If you'd like to know how much is in your marketing reimbursement account, don't hesitate to reach out and we can certainly let you know how much you have there to leverage. We also have a back office support team, and this is how we're going to add value to your business, just another way that we're going to add that value. This is the core of IMES and how we were founded years ago in 1986. We want to help the independent advisor work smarter, not harder, and we're going to do that with our great business building tools and resources. Of course, advanced case design assistance, life and annuity quotes is an area that we assist with, so we're going to get you those illustrations that you request within 24 hours, and to be completely honest, we're going to get those much quicker, usually within the hour. Submission to commission support is handled by our new business teams. Mackenzie is on the annuity team, and then Michelle is on the life side. They both have fantastic teams who work tirelessly every single day to get you commissioned quicker. We're going to scrub your applications, submit them on your behalf, and do the administrative tracking as well as getting you updates on those cases as needed. We do this to ensure that you get commissioned as quickly as possible. This is a service that we provide to all of our valued producers and how we help you grow your business by keeping you in front of clients while our team handles that back office support for you. Our website, also known as our IMES portal, it's a great tool for all of our producers to use and another reason to work with us over here at IMES. Once you are contracted, you're going to have full access to everything you see on this slide and so much more at IMESinc.com. If you haven't registered for the website, it's very simple to do so. When we're done with this call, you can go on there and create an account. There's a lot of great resources that are available to you, including illustration tools, online forums, product grids, and product news. We also give you annuity rate watch for free so you can see the up-to-date rates with every single product that we have here at IMES, which we do have over 70 different carriers. And then there's hundreds of sales resources for all of our contracted agents to leverage. It's a great, especially if you have an agency, there's tons of great resources to provide to all of your downline agents. It's going to save you a lot of time with the resources that we have out there. Technology is where the industry is going, and Luma is our newest partnership to streamline the application process. Most of the carriers are now on the Luma Firelight eApp platform, so you can go to one site to submit all of your business. Some carriers are even going to eApp only for some of their product lines, and they also offer extra comp for utilizing the eApp platform. Make sure you ask your sales director before you submit a paper app. And another great thing about Luma, they have what's called Luma Life Cycle inside of it. So whenever you submit business, you can always go back to that same client and see when they're about to be in surrender with whatever policies that you wrote, or if they are already in surrender. So it's a great way to recapture some low-hanging fruit right off the bat. We do have a full in-house creative team. We can help your practice, and a lot of the items are turnkey and available out there for you. Many of our sales resources are white labeled, so you can simply impose your contact information and your business logos onto it. And then speaking of logos, Agency Solutions is an expertise for our team. If you haven't created a full customized brand for you and your agency, we can certainly help out with that. This is going to assist with your name recognition, which grows your natural market organically. And then lastly on this page, digital marketing solutions. It's another very popular topic around here at IMES. We can help you with websites, social media marketing, email marketing, and so much more. The internet and social media sites are where the overwhelming majority of prospects go to for information, especially nowadays. Making sure that you're accessible and represented in those marketing lanes is very beneficial to growing your business. You can certainly reach out to me or any of our other sales directors when this call concludes, and we can talk about how to get access to IMES Creative and get that ball rolling for you. We also offer a complimentary marketing analysis for any agents looking to explore new sales ideas and programs to incorporate into their practice. Whether you're new to the industry or already a seasoned producer here with us at IMES or not, this free assessment can certainly help boost your business with insights on your website, digital presence, branding, and current marketing activities. So we can always sit down with you, schedule a call. We can even bring in our chief marketing officer into that call. We'll learn about who you want to target, how you want to target these particular individuals, and then we'll make a full customized marketing plan for your agency that we think makes sense for you. We'll sit back down with you, introduce it, see if it's not something that you want to incorporate into your business. We founded our IMES Wealth Management team several years ago, and we've done this grow this division of IMES very organically. We have helped advisors become IARs and pass the Series 65 at a very successful clip. Once we have you registered, we're going to bring some great value to your practice with an incredibly competitive fee structure for both you and your clientele. We have great technology and a great investment platform. This has been a major growth sector of our business and AUM. It could be a major growth sector for your business as well. Here's our next trip. The qualification dates have already started, and then the trip is going to be held next year, March 22nd through the 25th. Our advisors have just got back from the trip to Quebec in Canada, so that was a very successful trip. All of the agents and feedback that I have heard has been very great. So yeah, no, certainly something you don't want to miss out on. And then after that, here's another trip. This is with Silac, the carrier. It's going to be held in Utah in May of next year. So the qualification for this trip is going on right now. It's just $2 million, and you'll be able to attend everything that you see on this screen. Our next Life and Annuity Academy is going to be held this upcoming week. The registration for that one is closed, but we're having our biggest one of the year in October. It's going to be October 8th through the 10th. North American and Athene are both going to be the carriers out there, so it's a great way to learn from sales or top salesmen in the industry, giving their sales spiels, as well as learning new marketing programs and how to incorporate them into your practice effectively. So don't hesitate to reach out to myself, get registered, and we can certainly get you to one of our Life and Annuity Academies. Everything is paid for. And with this being said, I'm going to launch our first poll of the day. And this is, would you like more information on our next Life and Annuity Academy? And this is the one that's going to be held in October. So yeah, no, we love your feedback on this, especially if you are of interest. We can always get you registered. And yeah, no, qualification is either $500 or 250K of FIA premium from today until 60 days after the event. I'll keep this poll up for about 5 more seconds. Thank you again for everyone participating in that poll. We're going to have another one at the end of this webinar. I'll end that right here. And then lastly, don't forget to follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn. And then with that being said, I'm going to pass the present mode on over to Mark, who's going to start talking about the main beef of this webinar today.
All right.
There you go, Mark.
See if I can do this properly. Does that look good?
Yep, that looks great.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks, Jake, for having me on. Glad to be back and talking with agents always about online annuity leads. I'm the primary point of contact at Financialize. I've been with the company for 8 years. Today, I'm just going to go over a little bit about how we work and how we've gotten to where we are today. I'll talk a little bit about our policies and procedures that have allowed our leads to become what many regard as the best leads in the annuity leads in the business today. And I'm just going to share some stories and insights along the way. I love working with financial advisors. I used to be one myself many years ago. And it's, whether you're somebody who's new in the business or whether you've been doing it 20 years and you're sort of leveled off a bit, you're looking for a spark, or maybe you're an agent who's hit a rough patch and you're just wanting to get back on track. We've been able to help all those situations and more. One person who comes to mind is Avinash. This is an agent who is, I think, 5 months licensed, 2 months with us. When he and I first spoke, he was very reluctant. He decided to take the plunge. He called me after a month and he said, your leads are for real. I said, thank you for noticing. I just actually spoke to him last week and he let me know that he had just closed a $188,000 1035 exchange annuity that he had done, and I believe he's done one other piece of business as well. And it's safe to say he's a convert. A really great story is Mike in Tampa. This is a gentleman who joined us. He also was brand new in the business. So it was late 2019. It was right before COVID hit, and all he could afford were our $5 and $10 leads. But he worked them, and all of a sudden he hooked a whale. He got a $32,000 commission check from a $5 lead. And that's a great story right there. But what's even better is what he did next, which is he started buying all of our top of the line leads. And after a while, he did well enough to start buying all of my competitors' top of the line leads. And then after a little while beyond that, he was doing seminars. And so here we are 6 years later. And today Mike's north of $20 million a year in production. And I can say it all started with a $5 lead. But I guess the point I'll make is, do you notice how we were with him every step of the way? We were able to handle a $5 lead, the $50 auction leads perhaps that he moved up to next, and then the $500 top of the line leads that he's now buying. And he hasn't stopped buying all of them. He hasn't forgotten that a $5 lead can turn into something big. So with that, moving over to the slides here, we've been at this, for 19 years, and I want to hit on this hard. Hang on a minute, guys. I'm not able to get this to move on to my next slide. Let me try something different. Okay, sorry about this. Longevity in a very challenging, cutthroat business. If you've been around a while, you know that we have a checkered history. There's a lot of overpromising that goes on. And then to the extent that there's companies that are fully legitimate in what they do, and I've been here 8 years to see this. They don't seem to last. They might be around for a year or two, and then whatever they discovered seems to, the well runs dry. So what they have was never really sustainable. What we have is sustainable, and it's repeatable, and it's a model we've had in place again for nearly 20 years. A well-oiled machine, yeah, we've had a lot of time to get it right and to dial in our processes and procedures. We've got a very good reputation out there. We have a strong fan base. We get a lot of referral business, from people who've had a good experience. So I think that speaks for itself. So really, what does that make us? A very good, reliable, long-term partner. And I think there's a lot of value to you, the agent, in knowing that we'll be here, next month, next year, and the year after. Sorry, guys. Looks like I have to keep going back and forth here between these. Let's just make sure that went through. It did. I'm just going to go over here. So I just want to get some common questions out of the way. These are things that I always hear, so they're probably in your mind. How many people get the leads that we sell? And the answer is, whether it's a $5 lead or a $500 lead or anything in between, it's always been one lead to one agent. I can think of at least 4 companies who will sell to multiple agents. We just don't believe in doing that. We don't think that's a good look really for anybody. Territory with us is by county, and we have a very cool mapping system in the account that you create. You'll see a map of the US. Just click on the state that you're interested in. We show you that state by county, and all you have to do is click the counties that you want to add to your territory. You can also deselect those counties at any time as well. Notifications are by text, by email, and we do have a downloadable app for iPhone and Android. That's great because not everybody wants to lug around their laptop to check up on leads, so now you can just access your account from the road. All leads are digitally produced, so we don't do TV, radio, or print media. Everything is somebody having seen our digital ad page, and I'll be showing that to you just in a moment here. All of the data is easily exportable into a CSV file, so you can upload into any CRM or any type of software that you want to use your information for. And we maintain a complete lead and billing history for tax purposes. Come to mind in particular, tax time, I'll get a lot of people asking for receipts or invoices. We don't do that. You just go here. We show you the lead, the date it was purchased, and we also show you the last 4 digits of the credit card that was used. So that works for just about everybody. We get over 15,000 new prospects a month. And by the way, on the right side of the screen here, you'll see that this is the ad page that people are seeing and responding to. We have a couple of them that we run through the rotation. Notice in the top left, it says annuities.net. So we own that domain. And so when we call the prospect for follow-up, we introduce ourselves as annuities.net, not as Financialize. So Financialize is really the brand name to you, the agent. And you can see here the information that they're filling out, obviously name, phone number, email address, zip code, which tells us the town they're located in, date of birth, and then the dollar amount saved for retirement. Now, it's important to know that that's a drop-down menu of choices. So it would read 0 to 10,000, 10 to 25, 25 to 50, 50 to 100, eventually gets to over $3 million. And I can tell you, if I were to fill that ad page out, I'm not sure I would be forthright about how much I have. I'd probably mark 0 to 10,000. And depending on the conversation I have with you, will determine whether or not I'm going to let you know about the $500,000 I got in the CD coming due next month. Now, once that data is submitted through the ad page, they hit submit. We get it in real time. And this is where we add value to the whole process. It's our call center. In my time here, I've heard literally hundreds of conversations that we have with the prospects. And I can tell you right now that the team we have, and with the training and coaching that we're doing on them, they're as good as they've ever been. They've always been good, but feel very good about them. And we're growing that team because our company is actually growing as well. Now, once the data comes in, our CSRs, customer service representatives is what that stands for, will start dialing immediately. We're not going to drown them in calling them every 15 minutes, but we will call every few hours. and we're going to call them at least 15 times over several days. If we never get a hold of them, is that still a lead? Well, yeah, it is, because they gave us that data on the ad page. When you see that lead, the notes will make it abundantly clear we never talked to them. It says we never spoke with this person, but we've confirmed this to be a working phone number. So when you see that, know that that's a bit of a dice roll, because we never got them on the phone. Obviously, we're digging for the better leads, ones who we get on the phone and we enter into about a 2 to 5 minute vetting phone call, where we're going to confirm the assets they have and all the other information, and let them know they're going to be hearing from a financial advisor. Now, once that lead's been vetted, it's forwarded over to the team lead. They'll do a double check of it and then send it out as whatever type of lead it may be. And so as far as the types of leads, this next screen is the Rosetta Stone of that. And I'm going to spend a little bit of time, so please be patient. This page takes a little bit of time to go through. But these are our 4 types of leads. From left to right, we've got the priority, are our top of the line leads. These are seniority based. The territory, again, is by county. We will allow 2 active agents in a county. Anybody after that has to go on standby. And we electronically timestamp you, so we know where in the queue you are, but you just have to wait until one of the active agents leaves and a spot opens up. It could be a week, a month, a year, a couple of years, we just don't know. And notice under the price range, those are auto-assigned. So if you join the priority program and our software determines you're the agent to get it, it's going to be given to you and we charge your card immediately. So it's not something, and you're glad to do that because you know the high standard we have for these priority leads. I'd say if 100 people were to fill out that digital ad page I just showed you, we might get 3 or 4 priority leads. You might be asking, well, what determines a priority lead? That's the bullet points you see further down. So they have to have at least $25,000 in investable assets. You should know the average case size on our last look through is somewhere around $175,000. The age bracket is 45 to 79 years of age. Just so you know, the average is 64, I think it was. So, I'd say 85% of those leads are going to be in their 60s and 70s. We don't get too many 50-year-olds and even fewer 40-year-olds interested in annuities. And of course, they need to be willing to speak with an advisor. We make it abundantly clear they're going to be hearing from an advisor, and that's their opportunity to push back. For a priority lead, they have not. Next up is the hot lead. So as I said, if 3 to 4% of our leads are priority, how many are going to be a hot lead? Maybe a similar number or slightly less, maybe 2 to 3, maybe 2 to 4% are going to go out as a hot lead. Now, notice these are optional. So we send these out via text and email to everybody in the state where that lead originated from. So if you're down at the southern tip of Florida in Miami-Dade County and a hot lead comes from way up north in the Panhandle, Tallahassee, let's say, you're still going to see it. Now, it may be too far for you to go, so you can just ignore it, but you'll at least see it. And maybe you have an office up in Tallahassee, so you want to jump on it. Just click buy it now. If you do it before anybody else does, then you get it. So these are truly first come, first serve. It's a race. And it's not usual to see these sell within a minute or two. I always have to let guys know that we send it from our server at the same time. But if you know internet plumbing, we have no control over how long it's going to get to you. So if you're out in the backwoods, you may be late to the party on it. So what is it that makes it a hot lead? Why is it not a priority lead? Well, it has a blemish. If the person wants to get an email first, that's going to go out as a hot lead. We call those email first leads. And again, these are usually $100 to $200 less in price. Or what happens if the person's outside the age range of 45 to 79? Maybe it's an 82-year-old with $300,000 in cash. Well, we've got agents who are more than happy to do a MIGA on that. Or what happens if they're 43 and they've got $300,000 in cash? Well, somebody might be interested in a possible IUL with them and grab it. So that's what we do with the hot leads. And I'm going to say, as far as auction leads go, out of that 100 people filling out the digital ad page, we might get somewhere around 12 to 15 auction leads that we spoke with. Remember, there's going to be a ton that we didn't speak with. but of ones that we actually got on the phone and there's notes, you'll see somewhere in that number. Again, these are optional as well. These have a larger blemish. Could be that the person is 32, or the person has $9,000 to their name. At least that's what they tell us. Maybe they're unwilling to confirm what they have in assets, or maybe we just never spoke to them. So these would be reasons that would go out as an auction lead. I just tell people, don't sleep on the auction leads. Over the years, I've had agents tell me they think the best value for the dollar with us might be the expensive auction leads, where we did get them on the phone. Obviously, there's usually a premium attached to somebody we spoke with in the pricing. Keep in mind also that the auction leads do have a buy it now capability. If you like it and you don't want to risk losing it during the 24-hour auction, you can click buy it now. It'll be a higher price, of course, but you can do that. And then the fourth type of lead is marketplace. These range from maybe as high as 200, but not really. These are usually $5 to maybe as much as $100. None of our leads start in marketplace. They just end up there because nobody bought them during the 24 hours they were in the auction bucket. So after that time period, we put them in a marketplace. They're sold as is, important to know. I mean, if the person's a financial advisor or if the line is dead, those would be automatic refunds, but otherwise they're sold as is. And I've got people who love to work these. They'll buy them in bulk and just sort of play the numbers game. I've got one gentleman who told me he might buy 100 of them for $10 a piece, $1,000, and they'll end up maybe eventually talking to 35 or 40 through diligent effort. And from that, half of them will have no money, but the other half are in play, and you might do some business with those. Okay. We're super easy to work with. There's no cost to join. There's no upfront risk of your capital. We don't tie up your capital. We don't ask for $3,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 for an activation fee or a sign-up fee. So there's no cost to join. There's no cost to leave. There's no time commitment. You could literally open your account today and close it tomorrow, and I show you how to do that. We don't charge in advance. We don't say, hey, you got to give us $5,000 and I promise I'll get you 20 leads over the next month. We don't do that. It's incumbent on us to actually generate a lead before we send it out as a notification to you. We're also not tying up your time. Think of it. This is a very reactive program. It's plug and play. All you have to, when a lead comes through, the only time you have to worry about it is if it interests you and you respond to it and you win it. And at that point, you're going to obviously jump on it. But in between, you can be working on everything else that you're doing, whether it's appointments or working on seminars or workshops or social media or whatever other marketing endeavors you're doing. A lot of people ask about expectations. I'm at a point where I don't want anyone joining us without having this conversation. So let's just go big and say that you bought 10 of our very best $500 leads. By the way, the price range on those priority leads, 450 to 5. It's half. If they have $500,000 or more, it's 500. If it's 100 to 500,000, it's 475. If it's under that, it's 450. But if you were to buy 10 of these, I'm going to suggest 3. You'll just flat out, swing and miss. You're not going to get a hold of them, or when you do, they've changed their mind. There's not much we can do about that. Law of large numbers. I can also suggest that you're going to have 3 very solid conversations. You're hanging the phone up knowing you got a good chance to get 1 or 2, possibly. It's really the middle 4, because these are folks where the time's not right or they just don't trust you. So how good are you at slow playing and finessing a lead? How organized are you to stay on top of them so you're reaching out to them every 4 to 6 weeks with a reminder? I'm going to suggest that if you do that and you earn your stripes with them, out of those 4 in the middle, eventually you should be able to present to 2 or 3 of them. So what am I really saying? Out of 10, 5 to 6 will be in play, and from that we typically see 1 to 2 close. Everybody asks, what's the close rate? I'm just going to say the universal close rate is 15%. It's just what I hear consistently. And along those lines, let me give you a real life example. This is Manny. Manny is down in North Carolina. He's been with us, I think, longer than I've been here. And I caught up with him a couple of months ago. I hadn't talked to him for a long time. So I said, hey, Manny, how are we doing for you? He said, 1 out of 8. And I said, 1 out of 8. I guess that means you're closing 1 out of 8. He goes, yep, I just crunched my numbers yesterday. I said, well, that sounds like 12.5%. He said, yep, but he said that doesn't tell the full story. He said, I don't know from one, case that I closed to the next, I don't know what's going to be a single, a double, or a home run. So he kind of ran through it. He said, look, I spend 3,000 a month with you. That's 6 leads that I buy a month from you, and I usually get all 6. Well, 6 times 12 is 72. So in a year, I'm going to get 72. I just told you I'm closing 1 out of 8. So I should be writing 9 cases. And I've been with you long enough to know there's going to be at least 1 home run or maybe 2 in those 9. He said, I just got a triple last month. I said, well, how much was that? He said, $450,000. And as we hung up, I asked him, I said, what would you say your average case size has been? He said, lately it's been a little higher. He said, probably around 300,000. So I just ran the numbers. That's what you see at the bottom there. 9 times 300,000, 2.7 million in premiums. So he's generating north of $160,000 in commissions off of his $36,000 a year spend with us. And this is typical. There's nothing outrageous or overblown here. This is kind of run of the mill, if you will. These are just some notes I pulled out from conversations in the last 2 weeks or so. I just spoke with, who did I talk to? Rob in outside of Des Moines. Just got started with us on July 28th. He's bought 6 hot leads, and from that he has 5 of them he's had second and third conversations with. That's pretty good. That's better. There might be a little bit of luck in there, but yeah. And here is one that I'll share with you. This is Belinda. She also happens to be in North Carolina. She does virtual sales. She's in 44 states. And she says, I don't know my close rate or ROI. What I know is your leads work. Spent $40,000 year to date. She took July off and came in. This was a conversation, I guess, toward the end of July. She came in and just, as she got back into action, grabbed 2 auction leads. They were expensive. They were both over $200 a piece. And from that, she got a MIGA for $700 and an FIA for $300. And her keys, yeah, she says, you got to stay in the game and you got to keep spending money. Analyze, but don't overanalyze. I think she mentioned that sometimes you can hit a rough patch, but don't, it usually writes itself. Know that the system works. Bring a war chest if you can. We have obviously less expensive leads for those where affordability is an issue. Know the product super well so that you can pivot when you need to. And I only threw the last bullet in there because she was so adamant about it. Be nice. I said, isn't everybody? She was like, no. So, anyway, in summary, look, we're getting over 15,000 people a month. These are raw leads. They're not the polished, scrubbed leads, but who complete our advertising page. And I didn't mention this, but I will now. Our management team is expecting that number to double and hoping to do so by the end of the year. So we are going to be stepping this up noticeably. We've got a well-developed and very refined process that we've had years to get right. Leads to fit your budgetary requirements at every price point. 1 lead to 1 agent with the protected territories in particular for the priority agents. We've got an easy-to-use interface. You get 3 notification methods, and you can port your data as needed. We're a very steady and reliable marketing partner. We'll be there for you. And no tying up of your capital and your time. So I think the question isn't why, but maybe more like why not? Let's see if I can get this to go. So your next step, assuming that you wanted to proceed forward, just go to our website, financialize.com, and in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see a button that says Get Started. If you click that, you'll then see a button that says Create Account, and you can choose the program you want. Do you want to do the expensive priority leads? Do you want to do the lesser priced auction leads? Or do you want to do both? By the way, we may have 4 types of leads, but we only have 2 programs, and that's the priority and the auction. The hot leads is not a program per se, nor are the marketplace leads. You'll just be able to see them because you're active with us. And then you start receiving leads. And if you would like to follow up with me and are arrange a call to see what availability there is and what might be best for you, here's my information. And we'll get the slides sent out to you. Um, Hopefully Jay can do that afterwards here. And you can text me at that cell number as well. And that is it. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you, Mark, for everything. I will get those slides out to everyone in attendance today, as well as the replay to this webinar. With this being said, I am going to launch the last poll today, and this is if you'd like to get more information on Financialize or would like to get signed up with them. It's just an easy yes or no. But yeah, no, I can't stress enough to everyone, even if you're already, say you're doing seminars, preset appointments, just any other lead generating program, this is an amazing way to add in more leads. There's no silver bullet when it comes to marketing. So just having more leads programs in place, you're going to make more consistent revenue month over month. So yeah, no, this is a fantastic opportunity to get leads coming in. Up to you if you want to buy it or not, or if you'd like to get into the priority leads. As you're looking, all of those RAs, certainly something that you'd like to incorporate into your practice. And yeah, no, thank you again for everyone participating in this poll. I'm going to close that out. And with that being said, Mark, is there any final closing comments you'd like to add?
No, I guess, sometimes I've talked about who does best with the program. I just think it's somebody who, you know yourself, hopefully you know yourself and your capabilities. And what it requires really is a lot of persistence. If you're a one and done or a three and done, this probably isn't the program for you. We need people who are really going to put forth a good effort with these leads. And hopefully when you spend the kind of money we're talking about here, you do exactly that. So I'd say just somebody who's persistent and somebody who's timely. Hopefully you can get on the phone to these people, try to reach them, or at least leave a message. Some agents like to start with an email or just a text. That's a stylistic choice, and seems to work for people as well. So there you go.
Well, thank you, Mark. Thank you again, everyone, for joining. We want to get you on with your rest of your Thursday. And if you got any questions, don't hesitate to shoot me an email, jake@imzinc.com, or give us a call at 800-255-5055. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks, Jake.
Thank you, Mark.